Ladies and gentlemen, the name Muhoonzi is now trending in Kenyan soil than any other name. Immediately after the 2022 general election, there was a name that was trending, and that was Jose Camargo, a man who purportedly got access into our servers and interfered with everything. For about a month or so, Jose Camargo was a lovely name in the Mount Kenya region, but a name that was almost prohibited in Nyanza. That has been overtaken by events, and the main event is that of the man I told you about, Muhoonzi. By yesterday and today, Muhoonzi Kaigerubaga, that second name is so difficult, I want to let it rest. Muhoonzi is the son of the current president of Uganda, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. I don't know whether to say the current president because I do not know whether there have been previous presidents. Kenya has had very many presidents because Museveni and the late president Daniel Moi were in power together. But since Moi, we have had Kibaki serving twice for 10 years, and we've had Kibaki serving twice, Uhuru Kenyatta serving twice, and now William Ruto. Muhoonzi yesterday, after meeting the former president Uhuru Kenyatta, was on a tweeting spree, and his tweets did not go down well with the Kenyans, both living abroad and local. He actually indicated that the military of Uganda would take at most 2 weeks to capture not any other town but the capital city of Kenya, Nairobi. Remember, Muhoonzi is a general in the Ugandan Forces Army. I understand that he was promoted today after those tweets, but I will analyze that tomorrow or in a video after this. I must confess that I did not want to delve into this issue of Muhoonzi and his tweets, but due to public demand, I have been sort of cajoled, at least to air my views about it. I have heard very many analysts talk of the Ruto government being under siege or under threat from a neighboring country. But I have a different opinion, and I want you to stay with me for a while to delve into this issue, and I will tell you why the threats from Muhoonzi is a blessing in disguise to the presidency or the administration of William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua. You see, this government bado ni changa, serikali ya I'm used to calling Uhuru Kenyatta as the president because our president today was a very powerful deputy president. So sometimes I just still think that he's the deputy president, but he's our lovely president. So the government of President William Ruto is still young into office, and they are grappling with this, myriad of challenges. One of the biggest challenges that this administration is grappling with is that of trying to unite Kenyans. When William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua took oath, They inherited a nation that is divided right in the middle. According to the IEBC results, indicates that the Kenya Kwanza team got close to 7 million votes, and that of the closest challenger, Raila Amolo Odinga, was almost 7 million. So Kenya, the nation is divided right in the middle. And one of the things that is very difficult for this administration is to try and govern a nation that is divided. The division might not be seen openly, but there are ethnic undertones. One region believes solemnly that William Ruto won fair and square, and that his presidency is legitimate and is one that came from the Almighty God. But you will agree with me, ladies and gentlemen, that there is a section of Kenyans who still want to doubt. In fact, some still live in denial. They still have not recognized the presidency of William Ruto. And so it is a serious problem because William Ruto is now the president. The IEBC pronounced themselves, and the apex court unanimously spoke to give William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua the green light to take over the affairs of the country. And I want to submit to you that in the midst of all these problems, Muhoonzi comes with his tweets and says that they are coming. In fact, the tweets are very synonymous now because he even talked of, he applauded the democracy in Kenya and said that in Uganda they know not such nonsense, that the only thing that they understand is a revolution. And then he said, you will soon know about this. To the effect, he was saying that sooner than soonest, they will pounce on Kenyan soil and they will take over the capital city. If you ask me, this is the height of provocation. In fact, this prompted people like the Elgeyo Marakwet senator who doubles up to be the nominee to the, I think it is it Roads Ministry? I stand to be corrected. Kipchumba Murkomen actually asked Museveni whether his son is in the right senses. Abdel Nasir, this renowned lawyer, said that that Uganda has declared war. Some Kenyans, on the other side, or on the other hand, felt that this is a joke. In fact, they were telling the Ugandan general that Uganda only needs the Pokot bandits to repel them, or the Luos carrying stones. I'm just quoting some of the tweets. But amidst all this, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to submit to you that Ruto's administration is under no threat, period. And I will give you reasons why I believe that William Ruto is safe and this is working for him. Kindly subscribe to our channel, click the notification bell, and thank you for the support that you're giving this channel. When a nation is under threat from a neighboring country, the fellow countrymen will come and unite together. This time, in most of the tweets, they will be sympathizing with William Ruto, who is the president, as the commander-in-chief of all the armed forces. If you ask Kenyans today, Kenyans have got penchant of forgetting all their problems, especially when we have a common enemy. And this time around, the common enemy is the purported attack from Uganda military. This is the time that you will see Kenyans coming together, Kenyans from all walks of life, whether across the political divide, whether from the Azimio or Kenya Kwanza, they will tell you that they condemn the sentiments and the tweets from Uganda, and that if need be, Kenyans can rally their support behind the commander in chief. There is nothing as wonderful for William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua as a mere fact that there is a common enemy and something that can unite them together. And this is something that William Ruto and Rigathi are enjoying because they know very well that Uganda will not attack Kenyans, but then Kenyans who feel threatened are now united together against Muhoonzi. So it's working for them. It is also clear that this kind of tweets will hand over Ruto a legitimacy from the other side of the political divide. I just mentioned to you that members of the Azimio party are still in doubt or in disbelief that Ruto is the president, and some of them are still consider this government as illegitimate. But when there is a possible attack, they will be looking at William Ruto, who is the commander in chief, and they will be telling him to act. If Kenya has to go to war, there is only one man who can command them to go to war, and that is William Ruto. So when a section of supporters who did not or who do not align to your party look up to you in a situation that only you can help, and they're looking up to you as the commander in chief, in a way they are admitting that you are the president and you are the legitimate leader and the CEO of the country. And so the legitimacy is something that William Ruto would long for. This is the reason you see William Ruto trying to now traverse Kenyans, I think to try and heal Kenyans. Like I said, Kenya is divided, and also to seek legitimacy. Remember, the ultimate legitimacy, the constitutional legitimacy, was pronounced when Mother Koome declared William Ruto president. That is constitutional. No one can argue about it because even Raila Amolo Odinga, the Azimio flag bearer, accepted, even though he said that they did not agree with the pronouncement of the judiciary, of the courts. So this kind of threat is going to give William Ruto legitimacy. Like I explained, that is the only commander-in-chief, and everyone alludes to that fact. The other thing that is working for William Ruto in all these purported problems is sympathy. All of you understand that when William Ruto and Rigathi Gachagua were campaigning to be the president and the deputy president, they sought for sympathy. Yes, they explained to Kenyans what they wanted to do to them. They sold their manifesto, explained the bottom-up economy. But remember, Rigathi kept on saying that Ruto, the former president Uhuru Kenyatta wanted to kill him, that they had frozen his account. And William Ruto said that, please, Mr. President, don't kill my family and all that. They became the president and the deputy, respectively. And now, like I said, this government is still young, barely a month or so in the office, and they said that they inherited a dilapidated economy, 4 million jobless Kenyans, and you understand what Rigathi has been saying. And so, if they are facing an imminent attack, Kenyans will sympathize with them because they said they want to get back to work. Because William Ruto and Rigathi are only waiting for Parliament to ratify, discuss and ratify their nominees to various cabinet positions. And Kenyans would not want anything that would disrupt this administration, especially now that we have jobless Kenyans. Life economically is very difficult. Ask any Kenyans and they will tell you. So Ruto is going to gain a lot of sympathy. He will tell Kenyans that this is the last thing that we need to witness in our country, especially when we're trying to move on with, is it a 10 trillion debt from China and other nations, with over 4 million jobless Kenyans, over 7 million Kenyans who cannot feed themselves, and all these kind of problems. I don't know, 5 million in the CRB and everything that they have talked about. So William Samoei Ruto, our president, is going to gain sympathy from Kenyans, and who does not want sympathy? Everyone loves sympathy. Don't be surprised if you see, because if these tweets were real, and let's say if we witness any Ugandan military chopper flying in our soil, you will see even the opposition chief, or the Azimio leader, Raila Amolo Odinga, coming in solidarity with the president. And I can assure you that if Uganda tries any mischief, you will see all the leaders, even Kalonzo Musyoka, Martha Karua, all of them, the Zimio leaders, coming together and rallying behind the president. And they will tell the president, stand firm and do not allow any external provocation. And they will tell Mr. President to move with speed to repel attacks from our neighboring country. And like I said, this will, in a way, be tantamount to his competitors endorsing his presidency. Because even if Raila Amolo Odinga was to sympathize with the Kenyans in such a scenario, in such a situation, the only thing he can do is to urge the president to act with speed and to rally his MPs, both in the upper and lower chamber, to support the president if he wants to send our soldiers to war. And I can assure you that from where William Ruto sits, this is working for him. He is reaping big, and Muhoonzi is going to be William Ruto's hero. In fact, if I were the advisor to the president, I would tell him to call Museveni to compel, or rather to request Muhoonzi to keep giving more tweets about war and give threatening messages. And with that, Kenyans will be worried and they will be telling Mr. President, can you act? And this will work for him. Do you really think that Uganda has the audacity to attack Kenya? If you ask me, they don't. Kenya has a place in the United Nations. I think they were given something like a temporary membership among the UN. You know what happened? They were given some in the UN, United Nations Council or something. Kenya is at the height, or at the heart of the United Nations. You saw the delegation that was sent by Joe Biden to come and grace the swearing in of Samoei Ruto. It speaks big. It tells you that Kenya and the United States and perhaps all the European countries are together. They gave William Ruto their support. In terms of economy, even the Kenyan shillings is much higher than that of Uganda. What about the arsenal capacity, the quality and quantity of weapons? I want to believe that Kenya is well set. What about experience? Remember, Kenya has been at war with the Al-Shabaab for close to how many years now? Is it over 10 or something? I understand that several African countries donated soldiers in under the umbrella of AMISOM, but Kenya started this war with Al-Shabaab and they pushed them wherever they are. So in terms of experience, I can assure you that Kenya stands tall compared to Uganda. Those who follow history understand that sometimes back when the late dictator Idi Amin tried such mischief, I think I'm told that Idi Amin wanted to take over Kisumu. He wanted to Kisumu and part of that Nyanza to be in Uganda. And I understand that the late president, is it Daniel Torotich Arap Moi, if I'm not wrong, reacted very fiercely and Amin had to swallow humble pie and drop any idea of attacking Kenya. Amin tried attacking even Tanzania and regretted that decision. The other thing that makes me feel or convinced that Uganda cannot attack Kenya is because the relationship between William Samoei Ruto and that of Museveni has been a cordial one. These people are buddies. When William Ruto was the deputy president, he paid a courtesy call, a courtesy visit to Museveni, I think thrice. And Museveni came to his swearing in. So these are friends. And I do not know whether all these tweets were choreographed and planned, but from where I sit, Uganda cannot attack Kenya. And this is a blessing in disguise to this administration. Kenyans can stay at peace. Let us continue building this economy because Uganda cannot attack Kenyans, despite the fact that after all these threats, Muhoonzi was promoted to another level in their military. They are going to do nothing. And I think in my next video, I want to try and delve into why the promotion, because I think it has got more to do with the Ugandans and the Uganda and Museveni's succession than it has to do with Kenya. Ladies and gentlemen, that is my take. Again, if you're watching us for the first time, kindly subscribe to our channel. Click the notification bell for the returning subscribers. Thank you very much. Please let us grow together. Bye.